Hi, I'm Cynthia Clark. As a soulmate palmist, I've discovered a system using hand analysis to identify your soulmate matches. Greater love is possible for you. There are 6 keys to soulmate attraction. There are 10 heart chambers in your hands that show you exactly what you need to heal. I can help you untangle dating confusion and work with the vibrational energy to change your vibration. True love exists for you if you claim it. Join me at loveinyourhands.com and find soulmate love fast. Hello there. Hey, this is Cynthia Clark. I am your soulmate palmist and spiritual teacher. And today I am going to be talking about the language of dreams. So, this is something that is maybe an underutilized tool and something that can help you actually in your own love life. So, I'm going to be talking about what dreams actually are, how you can increase your dream recall and actually remember your dreams. And then we're going to go through some different ways that we can interpret those dreams. So, thank you for joining me. And my passion, of course, is to help people ignite soulmate love and be in harmony with who they really are. And it's through not just the hands, because, yeah, the hands are really my forte, but it's also through other means. So we've got astrology as a tool, we've got numerology as a tool, we've got Chinese astrology as a tool, and we do have our very own dreams as a tool to guide us. So, what I love about dreams is they come every single night, unless, of course, you're not sleeping very well. And they also are messages from your higher self. So that's actually what a dream is. It's not just some weird, oh, that was interesting kind of a thing that you end up quickly forgetting. You can actually harness the power of your own dreams to guide you in making decisions about your love life, decisions about your dating life, decisions about your marriage, and also just decisions about yourself, who you are, what you're doing here, the important things like that. So that's what's so neat about dreams. So I would encourage you to try and remember your dreams, and not just remember them, but also learn how to interpret them, understand them, and best of all, use the information that you're getting, because that's just tapping into your intuitive self, your intuitive guidance, and being able to make your life better, basically, is what it's for, and better in every aspect. So let's take a look at how can we remember our dreams? How can we increase that recall? Okay, so the first thing that I recommend, and actually been doing this for a very long time, is I got rid of my television in my bedroom. Okay, so when you have that kind of stimulation as you're trying to sleep, it's not healthy. It can disrupt your brain state, and you definitely shouldn't have it anywhere near your bed where you're trying to sleep. So I would encourage you to watch your TV, your computer, anything like that in a different place, and just not by your bed. Okay. And I would also recommend that you reduce your sugar intake, because that can also mess up with your brain state. Because ultimately, to get into the dream state, you need to be in what's called REM state, or the rapid eye movement brain state, which is theta. Okay, so when you're in theta brain state, that's when you're going to be dreaming and able to remember those dreams. So sometimes, of course, well, as you go to sleep at night, you'll fall into a deeper state as well, and that's the delta state. And that's really not going, you're not going to remember anything from that state. That's just really deep sleep. And the brain state is very calm. But as we move it up just a little bit into theta, that's when we start to remember our dreams. And of course, if you can't sleep, if you're an insomniac, that's a whole nother problem. And you need to probably take a look at what are your activities that are creating that, because that's not how you should be operating. So maybe you need to I recommend going to bed at a similar time every night. That's also very helpful. And if you can avoid setting an alarm in the morning, that's also helpful, because if you wake up and then you're, kind of roughly awakened, alarms are not the most pleasant things to wake up to. It can snap you out of your dream and then you won't remember anything. So it's better if you can actually not set an alarm and just allow your body to wake up naturally, where you can say, okay, yeah, this is, I can keep my eyes closed for a little bit and I can actually ask myself, questions like, well, where was I? What was I doing? Who was I with? Those are the kinds of questions you want to ask yourself when you wake up, and try to pick up little details too of your dream. Maybe there was a symbol that you remember, or maybe there was a setting that you remember. And that also can help to trigger more memories. And one of the most important things that I like to do is have a journal. I mean, you should see my journals. I've got them literally scattered everywhere across my house. So I keep a journal when I meditate, which is pretty much every day. And I also keep a dream journal just next to my bed, where I can write down my dreams as soon as I remember them. So as soon as I wake up, I will write them down. Okay, so that's really important for you to do. So otherwise, how are you going to keep that information? Because it comes so fast and then it also leaves very quickly as well. So other things you can do is right before you go to bed, you can just say, I want to remember my dream. And you can even write it in your dream journal. If you're not remembering any of your dreams, say, I want to remember my dream, or I want to remember the next time I'm dreaming. And that could be very helpful for you in your dream recall. So those are the things I recommend for that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about dream interpretation. And this is something that I used to have this big fat dream journal that I would look up the symbols every time I would remember a dream, and that was good for when I was just starting. I've been, of course, studying esoteric stuff for a very long time now, about 20 years, I would say. And that's good. Like, you can do that. There is symbology. It's good to learn about symbols. As you can see, I've got this beautiful rose symbol here, which is one of my symbols representing love and compassion, which is something I strive for in my life, and I like to have it in my life. But there's also dream symbolic. So everything in your dream is significant. Okay, so you may think that, oh, that just little detail doesn't mean anything. Actually, everything in your dream is trying to tell you something about you. So it's good to know, what does that symbol mean to you? And so I would actually recommend, don't even worry about getting a dream book. Don't worry about looking it up, online. I want you to start thinking about, what do symbols mean to you personally? And that's how you're going to get the best messages. Okay, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples today too. It'll be really fun, from my dream journal. So including a dream I just had, and then one I had just a few days ago. So, and we'll go through and I'll interpret it so you can understand. And I want to hear about your dreams too. So if you have something that is puzzling you or you can't quite figure it out, maybe I can help you out. You can post it in the comments. So, okay, so I'm going to talk about the dream I just had last night. Okay, so I was skiing and I was at the top of the mountain. By the way, I dream about skiing a lot because I'm an avid skier. So for me, this is not an unusual dream. I often get dreams where I'm outside skiing, very common for me. But the location is very important. So being at the top of the mountain versus the bottom of the mountain is highly significant. So you basically want to think about it in terms of chakras or your energy centers in your body. And when you are going higher in a dream, that's going to represent the upper chakras. And when you're going down in a dream or going down a ladder, going down an elevator, that represents going into the lower chakras. So it's good to pay attention. Or are you just at ground level? Are you inside or are you outside? Okay, so in this case, I was outside at the top of the mountain, but it was a somewhat dark sky, even though it was daytime. Okay, so to me, that represents, okay, well, what's going on in my life that is somewhat dark or the shadowy side? Okay, so that could represent all of the chaos that's going on in the world right now. That's how I interpreted it, as like there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of fear. That's how I interpret that. However, I'm at the top of the mountain skiing, doing something I love, and I was okay. So in this dream, I was with my ex-husband, who I've been divorced from now for about 5 years. And so, by the way, when you see somebody in your dream who you know, it's still you. Okay, so everything in the dream is still you. So this is representing the masculine side of myself, okay, because we all have feminine and masculine sides to ourselves. So I'm dreaming about a man, my ex-husband, and what does he represent to me? Okay, so I knew him, of course, very well. We were married for 19 years. And his life purpose, which I read in his hands, his fingerprints, was the spiritual warrior. So to me, that's what he represents. And so therefore, I'm looking at myself in the dream, the aspect of who he is to in terms of myself. So the masculine side of myself, that is the spiritual warrior. Okay, which of course that's what I'm all about, is trying to help people recognize their true selves and connect to love. So he says that he's missing his speaker. Okay, and I tell him he never had it. Okay, so again, we look at the symbology. What is a speaker? What is it representing? It's representing hearing something, right? So in this case, the masculine side of myself is saying, I don't have a speaker. Like I'm not hearing the spiritual truth. Okay, so this is a warning in the dream saying, look at sources of information and question them. So things are not as they seem. We should be wary of just information that's coming in that may not be in our best interest. Look at the source, look at where it's coming from, look at the motivation behind it. That's what this is telling me. And the fact that I never had the speaker means that maybe this has been going on my entire life. Okay, so maybe we've had some, mistruths, or we just haven't been able to hear the truth for the entire part of our life. Okay, so then another skier, who is also a man, comes by and he says the snow is icy. Okay, so to me, this is like a dangerous situation, right? It's like, okay, the snow is icy. I hate ice. I hate skiing on the ice. If you're a skier, you know what I'm talking about, unless you're a racer, and then maybe you like it. But for me, I hate skiing on the ice. I'm from the West, and I love powder skiing. I'm from Utah. The snow is always soft and nice, pretty much. So to me, this represents like, okay, well, again, it's good to watch out. And then I tell him, you just need to know where to go. Okay, so that means, yes, there's danger out there, but guess what? If you know where to go, you're okay. And that's exactly the case when you're out skiing, is you can navigate through and you can find the safe way to get down the mountain. And I'm actually very good at that. So oftentimes people will want to follow me because I usually know exactly the best way to get down the mountain. So then my ex-husband again speaks up and he says that he will help with the cleanup. In other words, it was like the resort was getting ready to close for the season, and he was going to help with the cleanup. Okay, so that represents again the spiritual warrior who is out there doing the good work, spreading love, spreading messages of love, and helping people who are going through trauma. Okay, so me, as what I do in my work as a soulmate palmist, this is the masculine side of me, which is the very more of the extroverted side of me, getting out there and helping people like you. So to me, this was a really positive dream, and definitely, you know, if you have a dream about, like I said, your ex-husband, or if you're dating, if it's an ex person in your life, don't look at it as it's that person. It's actually not about them. It's always about you, and trying to get you to understand more about making better decisions in your life. Okay, so let's look at another one. I had another dream just a few days ago, and I was at a university campus. Okay, so being on a campus, of course, that represents learning. Okay, so wow, what am I going to learn? And this is also for me a good signal to meditate, because it usually means that I'm going to get some sort of download of information. It's a lot of fun. I love meditating. I get so much great information. So I am met by an ethnic man. The man was actually Persian, was kind of the impression that I got. And by the way, whenever you meet somebody in your dream who's another race than you, regardless of what it is, this usually represents somebody who is like an angel or an archangel, or just a higher spiritual guide, like a teacher. Okay, so this man was a teacher for me, and he was taking me to the top of the campus. Okay, so again, I have a lot of dreams where I'm going up. Okay, which is great because that's what I strive to. Okay, so when you think about the crown chakra, it's like, okay, I'm trying to tap into that divine energy. I'm trying to get information to connect to the cosmic heart. So again, so that I can help you. So this was a good dream. There were lots of people there, okay, which tells me that in terms of the learning, like we're all learning right now. This is really cool. There's opportunities for us to tap into this bigger learning. And it's outside, it's sunny, and I'm there to learn. So in this case, you know, it wasn't the dark sky like I experienced with the other dream. It was a beautiful sunny day. It was outside again, where it's like the fresh air. It was just super comfortable. And the campus was like literally had stairs. And I remember going up these stairs for a long time until I reached to the very top of the campus. So to me, that again is like definitely crown chakra. So a lot of dreams too, you may have involve water. Especially when we talk about dating and love and relationships, water dreams always represent your emotions. And pay attention to what the water is doing. If it's turbulent water, that definitely represents sadness or some negative emotion. And when it's calmer water, it's more controlled, but it's still an emotional component. So pay attention to whenever you have water in your dreams. That's a very common one. So anyway, I thought I'd give those two examples. They're kind of fun. But the keys to remember is that every single character in the dream is actually you. Pay attention to whether you're inside or outside. Are you moving? How fast are you moving? Is how fast you're progressing. Are you going up or down? Pay attention to all the symbols in the dream, all the characters in the dream. Some people have those dreams where they just have recurring like nightmares. That represents something that you need to deal with and you're not dealing with it. So that's why you're having a nightmare about it. So it's important to look at that in your life, look at the struggles that you have in your life. That's actually going to show up in your hands. So you can learn all about that and discover more about you. And so it's really, really fun. But I would encourage you to pay attention to that. Also, look at the colors. Different colors represent different chakras. Okay, so I'm wearing blue today, for example. This would tie into the third eye, the intuition chakra. So anyway, pay attention to things like that. And if you want to learn more, I love teaching people, and I've actually set up a new masterclass called Ignite Soulmate Love. So if you're looking for love and you just haven't been able to find it, if you're one of those people who attracts the wrong kind of a partner, this is what I specialize in. And the masterclass will take you through 6 keys to actually finding your soulmate match. 6 keys that I've discovered. I'll take you through those. I will talk about what is deep compatibility. How does that work? It actually, again, shows up in your hands. It's really amazing. And also, what is the number one thing that you need to overcome in order to ignite that soulmate love? And most people don't even realize it or even think about it. So if you're interested, just go to loveinyourhands.com/masterclass, and you can sign up for a time. And I do set up times every single week to speak to you. So, and it's with me, it's live, it's inside Zoom conference. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun. I want to hear about your dreams and what you think about dreams and how they have helped you in love and life. And I appreciate all of you. I love you. And remember that life has more meaning when it's shared. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for listening to Love in Your Hands. Please rate, review, and subscribe to show your support. Have a question for Cynthia? Just post a comment. This podcast is sponsored by loveinyourhands.com, the place to find soulmate love fast. Start your free Soul Connection membership today, upload your hand photo, discover your relationship archetype, and start finding soulmate matches. Just go to loveinyourhands.com to get started.